Okay, guys. Just a little short update. I've been trying to do some of these Halloween things, but I don't know, man. I just haven't had a chance to do it, and I still got some stuff in the can too. So I'm going to be working on those mostly, and hopefully I can make it out to Dark Harbor and not Scary Farm a few more times, even though I can't film in the mazes, but that's fine. There's still other stuff to film there, so it's it's not a big deal for me. What they say is always next year. But anyway, I just want to give you guys a little bit of updates. I was in a car accident that kind of started this thing of me not going to places, because I had everything lined up and everything was going to work out, and I could take little breaks so I can edit some of these clips and stuff like that, but that didn't work out. I lost like 2 weeks worth, and then I'm going to put it out there, because I did film it, but I just didn't put it out there because I kind of checked other accounts to see if anybody else put it out there on their personal accounts, and I didn't see anything. I just didn't want any backlash, but I don't know if you guys heard that Kaiser Permanente had a 5-day strike because they couldn't come to a deal for their contract. Well, guess who I worked for? Yes, Kaiser Permanente. So I was out there. I'll show some clips here that kind of show you, the strength in numbers that we had and stuff like that. And, but I mean, we kind of proved our point, and, they want to go back to the table and negotiate, that was the whole thing. That was the whole argument about it, because they just can't agree on a contract right now. And, the contract expired September 30th, so we've been working for, without a contract for a little bit. But we did go on that 5-day strike. The union said that they didn't want to do it, but Kaiser's, they just didn't come back to the table. But, it's just, it is what it is. And then, that part's like out of my hands. But I was out there supporting, the union, the other nurses. That way we can get this contract going. So I did a little filming out there, and I tried to be nice and everything like that, even though there was someone out there that kind of like, I don't even want to, well, I'll mention, they called us parasites. Yeah, that was uncalled for. And so, yeah. So that got a lot of backlash on the person that said that. So I don't know what's going to happen to them. But you got to remember, it's the digital age, and once it's out there, it's out there. You can't take it back. So, you have to be cautious with what you say and what you do. And if you know what you're doing, then you have purpose, and then you're just ready for any backlash or any praise or whatever that you're going to get off of it. But yeah, calling us nurses parasites, that was uncalled for. Yeah, but anyway, I went all 5 days. I just wanted to, be out there for support. Even though I didn't stay out there like too long, maybe 3 to 4 hours a day. I think the last day I stayed for like 2.5 hours, I think, maybe 3. But I was just out there showing my support, signing in. That way the union has records that, this is how many people showed up and stuff like that. So, but that's just in case you guys saw the news. So I was kind of busy with that, and then I kind of noticed like every time I came home, I was just drained. I mean, I'm standing out there, whether it's pouring rain, the heat of the day, the wind. I mean, I was hitting some of the elements out there, and then I just come home, I was just mentally drained, physically drained. And it's just like, trying to make plans just to go to some of the local haunts. It was just, couldn't make it. But here I am trying to do some catch up, and I figure, what, I don't think I'm going to be able to catch up. I think I'm going to just be able to do what I can do and just show you that, and then we're going to be transitioning into the Christmas season, which I'm hoping I can go to, several places on that. Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, Universal Studios. I do have a pass there because I was trying to get to Halloween Horror Nights, but that place, the closer it gets to Halloween, forget it. The crowds there are just unbelievable, so it's just not even worth it. So I'm just bypassing Halloween on that one. I never made it up to Magic Mountain for Fright Fest, and I hear it's really good out there. But oh well, it's just one of those things where shit happens, and but I did make it to Knott's Scary Farm, so that was good. That's how I found out firsthand. You can't film in the mazes, and they have the signs up to prove it too. But I just want to make this quick update, kind of, tell you guys where I'm at. I'm still trying to, edit, and I'm trying to find the perfect music, but for some reason I just can't find the perfect Halloween music. Either I want to go hard and heavy with the music, or you go a little campy with some the spooky stuff, but it just doesn't seem to fit, and I just can't seem to find the right music to it. So I spent the last couple of days just looking for music for a little part. Don't ask me why I wanted, I don't know why. I'm just trying to get it perfect, but that's just me. I want to try to put quality videos out there for you guys. And I'm trying not to just rush things either. But then again, if you don't have your video out within the first 48 hours of you filming it, then you risk it not doing well. But I don't know. On mine, it just seems like I have enough of variety out there that people are still watching. I don't know if it's just YouTube that just pushes the stuff out or whatever, but I mean, it just almost seems like I get anywhere from 25 to 50 views a day, and it's just on a variety of stuff, whether I'm reviewing food, drinks, the coffees or whatever from Starbucks, Tierra Mia. I haven't really done Dunkin' because the Dunkin' Donuts by my house is really maybe I'll give them another chance, because they're always burning the coffee, or the drinks just really weren't coming out the way everybody's all praising. And then I'm kind of like, well, is it really like that? Because even their donuts are kind of like, sorry guys, I don't know what it was, but maybe I'm just not giving it a chance. I'll probably go back and give it another chance, and then maybe I'll just have to eat my words and say, okay, I was wrong, guys. There is some quality out there, but I've gone there several times, and I'm just not impressed by Dunkin' Donuts. And we're all begging for one in our area, and then we get one, and then we don't even go to it. Whatever. But I do need to go to Phil's Coffee. They got some interesting coffees, and luckily there's one now near where I live. I don't have to go way down into Fullerton to or Orange to get a Phil's Coffee. It's worth it though. Their coffee's pretty good, but now I got one that's I don't have to travel as far, but yeah, we'll see. But anyway, yeah, I'm just trying to get things edited. I did do a 2 in one day, so I did Spooky Farm, so that's the one I'm working on, and then I got to do Scary Farm, and yeah, that's when I found out we couldn't record in the mazes. Oh man, but it is what it is, guys. So I did get a lot of footage of the scare zones, and yeah, it just, if you can't film in the mazes or get some interaction with some of the scare actors, it just it just kind of hits a different way. With Scary Farm, it's still good. You still get the scares, but I think some people were used to some of the interactions with the scare actors, especially like Carnival. I was watching Carnival, and then they just do a short huh, and then that's it. They move on. Some of them are kind of like, screw that. This isn't the way you do it. You do follow and chase people, and that's what they like. Gotta remember that. Yeah, I'm just trying to catch up here, guys. God, did I even mention I was in a car accident? I know I keep mentioning it, but I know I haven't put it out there yet. But I'll mention it again. Yes, I was in a car accident. I got rear-ended, and it was like $10,000, over $10,000 worth of damage on the car. And surprisingly, they didn't total the car. So the car was probably worth $11,000, so they didn't quite hit it. So darn it, we got to fix it now. But I did wind up with a whole new bumper, which I'm kind of happy about, because the clear coat on that bumper was just dying. It was like it started like peeling off part of the rear bumper and everything. I mean, that sun is just killer. But now I got a whole new nice shiny bumper. I'm going to try to take care of it a little bit better, but we'll see on the time factor that I have. But let's see what else. Yeah, that's about it. But yeah, I think the big thing, and I was trying to like just make it out to SeaWorld to see Hollow Scream, but I don't think that's going to be in the cards, because I was going to try to go this past Saturday, but that was like the last day of the 5-day strike, and it was just like, I just felt wiped out. I'm like, I don't feel like spending 3 hours driving to San Diego, walking the whole thing, and then another 3 hours back, and I don't think I'll make it. I think I'll probably fall asleep at the wheel, and so I just never went, and there's just no time to catch things. But that's the way it goes sometimes, If I don't feel like recording anything or finding a subject, I just let it go. It's not my job, to where I have to go film every day and create content just to make a living or anything. Right now it's for fun. I wish I could make some money off of this, and just by you guys watching the videos, but I think it's more like I have to turn things up and then just do a better job with it. I'm not saying that I don't do a good job. I think I can do better. I think I can piece things a little bit better, make a story out of it. There are days I'm on it and there's no effort into it, and I'm really digging the way it's turning out, and it turns out great in my opinion. And then there's some where, I'm trying really hard and desperate to find something, to talk about or anything like that, and it's just, it just becomes tedious. And then I look through the footage and I'm just going, what was I thinking? What was I thinking trying to create something? And, then I want to put it out because, well, that's the only thing I have for that week. But trying not to do that stuff. But, as far as like food reviews go, I did mess up on one. Spooky Farm. I tried one of the foods. It was called The Bride, and I'll be quite honest, I wasn't impressed with it. Everybody said it was good, but then when I got The Bride, and this is over at the Wilderness Broiler, Wilderness Hot Dogs, that place just can't figure out what it wants to be named. I know I say that all the time, and that's the joke. But it really didn't taste that good. I mean, the chicken just, it just seemed like it was old, like it was sitting out for a while. The aioli sauce and the white cheese, and I called it mystery sauce, were fine. The fries, I did dig because they were crinkle fries. I'm like, okay, this is new, crinkle fries, so that worked. But then it's just the chicken. The chicken really just it wasn't good. I thought it was supposed to be chicken strips. It wanted to be chicken like nuggets, but then they're all hard and not much flavor to it. I did post on my Instagram about it, and I gave it a 3 Qs out of 5. It was bad. And then one of my friends said, like, when he had it, it didn't look like that. The chicken pieces didn't look like that. And he said it was really good. He's like, wow. But that's part of Knott's inconsistency. That's what they do. They'll be really good in the beginning because they know that as content creators, influencers, YouTubers go out there and we give it high praise. And then by the time you guys are able to go out, some of the food's just like shit. Just like the bison burger. I don't know what happened. It wasn't like it was at Nightmares Revealed, and I didn't film it because I was just hungry, and like, you know, I already reviewed it already. It's out there, Nightmares Revealed. I mean, the meat on Nightmares Revealed was like this thick, okay? But then when I got it at Scary Farm, it was like this thick. It was like a regular hamburger patty. It probably wasn't even bison. So they dress it up with the caramelized onions and the blue cheese on it. And I'm eating it, I'm like, it's not the same thing. I think someone messed up. And to top it off, it was cold. Because I think what they were doing was, it was pre-made already, and then they're waiting for the fries. Come on, guys. That's not cool. I mean, the fries were good, but that's not what I bought. I didn't buy $20 worth of fries. I bought $20 worth of supposedly a bison type burger, and it just wasn't. No, I'm calling you out, Knots. That wasn't good. You know, you got to keep that consistency, or just don't sell it. Don't sell it. Like, go out on a high note. Why do you want to, like, you know, you start way up here and then you just dive bomb it towards the end? You guys, come on. I mean, the only thing that seems to be consistent are the desserts. You know, when you actually get the savory stuff, that's where it suffers. But I did hear one time, I think it was during summer nights, everybody was raving about this, I don't know if it was like a strawberry parfait or whatever it was. Everybody's like, oh man, this is good. And a week later, nobody liked it. Everybody kept complaining that it didn't taste the same. Hey, I'm recording here. So, yeah, I think that was like the only instance that I know of where the dessert was bad. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling now. 17 minutes worth of rambling. Cool. No, I just wanted to give you guys that little, it was supposed to be a short update, but it wound up to be a long one now. It happens. But yeah, that's what happened. You know, it started out bad, you know, over the Halloween season for me. Got in a car accident, and then I was out without my car for like 2 weeks. I didn't feel safe driving in the car that I had because I couldn't see off to my left just because of the way the mirror was. So I wound up not going to places. I lost money, you know, because like the tickets or whatever, like Dark Harbor, I was supposed to go on the 19th. Couldn't make it because I just got in the car accident on the 18th, which I was supposed to go to Not Scary Farm. That's why you're not seeing any of the mazes, the new mazes on my channel, or I would have had them up already, but you know, I don't have footage of it. So, but yeah, and then it was just, you know, just other things like work, the strike with Kaiser, you know, that just, I don't know, it just seemed so draining. Maybe just subconsciously I just thought that, oh my God, what if this extends for such a long time, you know, how am I going to pay my bills and stuff like that, you know? So it gets kind of scary, guys, when, you know, it's like you don't have control of your life and it's just spiraling down the drain and you just don't know how to stop it. That's the way it felt, and maybe that's why I just felt so drained. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end it here before it becomes a 20-minute thing of nonsense that you guys just don't want to hear. But yeah, I am working on the Spooky Farm. I'm hoping to get that up and then switch on over to the Scary Farm. But I got to figure out how to do all that because all I have is like scare zones. You know, I didn't stay for the slider show at the Gauntlet because I wanted to catch the lights out at the zoo, which now I understand it's lights out all the time now. So if you didn't get there early enough to see it regular, like a regular walkthrough, you know, either they're going to do it next year or they're just going to keep it lights out because I'm going to gather everybody's going for the lights out, and I mean that line just expands, and then you go and look across the way at Widows and you see like a single line going to Widows, and then everything else, that line there is for the zoo. It's an incredible maze. The lights out just amplifies your childhood fear of the dark. Okay, and that's what I had. I had a childhood fear of the dark for years. years, even went a little beyond my childhood, and then I just finally had to say, fuck it. You know, if there's something that's going to get me. And then I had to pretend like every time I turned on the light, whatever evil was there would disappear in the light. So, but now that it doesn't bother me, I just kind of like make sure I use my sense of hearing and kind of like, you know, look off to the side so I can see, you know, into the dark a little bit better. But yeah, the zoo, oh my God, you guys, that zoo is incredible. There ain't nothing like it. I'm gonna tell you. But I bet you next year everybody's gonna copy it. Everybody's gonna copy and say we got lights out, and it's just not gonna be the same. So anyway, guys, well, if you made it this far, you know, go ahead and give me a little smiley face in the comments, and that way it'll indicate that you guys made it to the end and you were suffering painfully and listening to my cracked up voice. Talking about a whole lot of nothing and being attacked by mosquitoes in my own backyard. Yes. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. I love you all. Thank you guys for liking the videos, making comments. I really appreciate that. And, you know, until the next time, I've got something more important to say than this. All right, guys, have a good night.